Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, fellow Rotarians and friends from all over the world. We are here talking in Beijing, and the Van Kerckhove family says to you, Ni hao.
你们好，你好。
My name is Gilbert Van Kerckhove. My family name is Van Kerckhove. I was born and raised in Belgium. I have a master degree in electronic engineering from the University of Ghent, which is my hometown in Belgium. In 1973, I left my home country for a lifelong trip around the world that took me to many countries such as Brazil, Nigeria, China, Spain, Hong Kong, Thailand, just to mention the countries where I had official residence. I also traveled extensively to many other countries, mainly for work, such as Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Burma, North Korea, Taiwan, Bulgaria, Romania, and many others. I've been working with and in China since 1980. I was brought here to be in charge of a project to build a large power plant. So this is also the name of my blog, Surviving Beijing, since 1980. I've lived most of the time in this period of 30 years. I've lived more than 25 years in China, mostly in Beijing, but also over 4 years in the city of Shanghai. After working for multinationals, we started our consulting company in management consulting here in Beijing in the year 2000. It's a small company and it's being run together with my wife and partner that you just saw. We have been working a lot to help the Beijing government and also Chinese enterprises as well as foreign clients. My wife, Sun Bin, is from China originally, and we all have a passport, a Belgian passport. You just also saw our daughter, Valerie, who lives with us in Beijing and also works here. I also have an elder daughter, Marianne. She lives in Indianapolis. She's now American citizen and has 2 great small kids. Life in China is very interesting. It's very challenging, never boring. We have a very intensive life here. Basically, older people such as me, we work on 7 days a week, and I would say nearly every day also, including evenings, are extremely busy. It's not always easy at the same time, but surely it's a country where you never get bored and where, as we say, the action is today. It's also a country, I would say it's not a country, it's a continent, 1.3 billion people, a country that is very much misunderstood, and many people who come here for the first time, they are very surprised about China, the way it has been developing in the past 30 years. Actually, we can say in 30 years this country has come out of a kind of Stalinistic communist country, whatever you call it, to a very modern country. It has its challenges, yes, but the progress we have been witnessing here is really impressive. And unfortunately, the media around the world do not always offer a very balanced picture. In Beijing, you can do anything you want. It's basically an enormous city of 22 million people. You have all the international restaurants you can imagine. You can buy everything. Shopping is great. There is great entertainment, very active nightlife. Also, between foreigners, there is a very active social life. I am now very busy trying to finish my first book that I will not talk about too much, but it addresses issues of pollution, the impact on the environment in China by the effects of overconsumption around the world and the demand for cheap goods from China to export worldwide. If you want to know more about me and about Rotary and our company, there are the websites that you can find in the handout document. Now, talking about the Rotary Club in Beijing. In China, we already had many Rotary clubs established before World War II. The first one in Beijing was established in 1924 after the clubs were started in Shanghai in 1919 and Tianjin 1923. And we had a total of 32 clubs around the country. But then, because of the events in 1948 and 49, all the clubs were requested to close. The clubs were introduced slowly, both in Beijing and in Shanghai in 1996, 1997, as fellowships between expatriates who were working here and in China and who were Rotarians. After many years, I would say, of lobbying to get us back into the international Rotary family, we were formally recognized with a provisional status as a club. And I can show you here the first banner we have, which says Provisional, the Rotary Club of Beijing. That was in 2001. Finally, we got chartered in 2006. So this is the next banner we had in our club here. And then the today banner that we have is this one, no more provisional. As you can see, we are part of Rotary International. Now, in China, we have a very particular situation. We only have two clubs. We have one club in Shanghai, we have one club in Beijing, and that's it. The limitations we have are imposed by the Chinese government. We are allowed to function, we are not officially licensed, and we cannot open other clubs. We have, however, succeeded, like in Beijing, to have our Rotary Club, also an Interact Club, and a Rotaract Club. Our Rotary Club today in Beijing counts roughly 60 members plus. We have a lot of nationalities. Because of local regulations, we are not allowed to have local Chinese members. That means Chinese passport holders. We can only have members from abroad, and that includes also the special regions of Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. So no local Chinese. This is why we have a large group of different nationalities here. We have, I think, at least 20 countries. We have quite a number of American people and also German people, but many other nationalities. So this impediment we have to work normally gives us a lot of headaches, because as we are not officially registered, we cannot open an office, we do not have a license, we cannot open a bank account. We can also not raise money from local Chinese people or from Chinese companies or organizations. While officially joint ventures, foreign joint ventures are wholly owned foreign enterprises, legally speaking, they are also Chinese entities. We can work with them, and many of those companies give us a support as a sponsor, for example, for the big Rotary Ball that we hold every year in springtime. So it's not easy. We do have a bank account thanks to one of our members who keeps one bank account in his name, but for the use of Rotary. So it's not easy because we are only working with expatriates. We have a very large turnover. Usually expatriates stay here for maybe 3-4 years. We also have many diplomats. They also have a high turnover. Among the many professions we have in our club, we have a lot of consultants, we have lawyers, we have a bit of everything you can imagine, but I must say a lot of people in consultancy, but also some members of CEOs of big companies in the world. Because we cannot have our bank account, we also are forced to work with some of the local official Chinese charities. One is the China Song Qingling Foundation, the other one is the China Children and Teenager Fund. We use them a little bit like a bank where we deposit our money and then we can, through them, request the money to work with projects, because we cannot do invoices, we cannot give official receipts. Because of the high turnover of our members, because they are expatriates coming and going, it's not always easy. It's very unstable membership. Many of our members also are very busy people because they are working very hard. They are high executives and they do not have much spare time. So because we as a club, we cover basically a region with a population much bigger than the whole of the European Union, we have a lot of pressure. Both the clubs Shanghai and Beijing, we share this enormous continent. We receive a lot of requests from other Rotary clubs to work together, to do projects. It's not easy because we want to perform according to the rules of Rotary. We have to manage all the projects very carefully and check that the money we receive for the projects is used without any problems. So now, for the moment, we try to concentrate on projects in the area of Beijing, already pretty big as a place, so that our members can go around and go and check in person how the projects are doing. We can also say that we have been a little bit like a factory of the world, but to make new Rotarians, because here there are many people who become Rotarians for the first time, then they go abroad, they go back to their home country, are assigned to other countries, and this makes a lot of new Rotarians actually thanks to our club. So it's being here is very international, so the language we use in our meetings is English. We have a lot of regular speakers. I would say 50% of the lunch meetings we have, and they are held on Tuesday in a hotel in the, I would say, the business center where most of the foreigners reside. We have a lunch there from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. We have an enormous amount of visitors, so we also have many banners that we receive exchanging with visiting Rotarians. In the club, my role in the club, I became also a fresh new Rotarian on February 2006. I have been in the board of the club for several years with several positions, one position being president-elect. Unfortunately, due to my extremely busy professional life, I had to withdraw from that position. And now I am doing still many times Sergeant-at-Arms, filling in for the other one that is not also able to attend. And for many years I was the official Sergeant-at-Arms, also webmaster for the website when we started it up. So we have also a little bit of history, and in the document you will see our famous story of the Rotary Beijing bell, which is really a piece of art. It's a great story that you can read there, how it disappeared after the 1948-49 and was found by Rotarian in a shop in Hong Kong, and the bell was being used as a door stopper. So as I said, we have many clubs here. We have the Interact Club, which is in a college which is called the Beijing Dulwich College. This club is very active also. They have been involved with a housing project in Cambodia. They have been also providing health checks for poor migrant children in Beijing, checking their teeth, their vision, their health, and so on. Then we have a Rotaract Club. I am the official liaison person for the Rotaract Club in Beijing, and you will see we have a whole host of projects that we have been doing. All these people are very young, obviously, because they are Rotaractors, And they are doing a fantastic job to provide help in many projects. In the document you will find an overview of Rotaract, of Interact, and obviously of our own enormous list of projects that the Rotary Club has provided. And I am at your service to reply to any questions you would like. Thank you.